Lakers hat.
And Celtics.
No, we lost that final.
Yeah, but they still played.
Yeah, why would you wear like?
It's a cool hat.
It's a nice hat, but it's a Laker hat.
But you should get like the '86 one. Or
They don't have it.
I didn't go to buy the hat. I just happened
It
to be
actually
shopping
wouldn't look
that.
as cool with like Celtics and Rockets and Celtics
It's
and
true.
Lakers. So,
When did they beat them? '84.
Yeah, you can do 84.
84. Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to Club Rats.
Leave that in.
Hi everyone. Welcome to Club Rats. My name is John.
Fernando.
Jesiah.
Billy.
Faraz.
Special guest is back.
So just going over Game 1 here, the NBA Finals. One of the most exciting, if not maybe the most exciting Game 1 I've ever seen in terms of Pacers were down
15.
pretty much double digits the whole game. Never led until the last three-tenths of a second. Halliburton hit a crazy game winner.
Everything about that game was just made no sense.
Yeah, what the hell?
Stats and
Yeah,
stuff.
what the hell?
Yeah,
What the hell?
It did not really add up. We don't know yet with the stats, but the Pacers either turned the ball over 24 or 25 times, depending on which ESPN website you go to, whether the app or you go online. But still, regardless, they had 19 turnovers in the first half. The fact that they won
Only
the
up
game,
12.
the fact that they won the game, turning the ball over at that rate, and the Thunder only turned over 7 is improbable on the road too.
Yeah.
If the Pacers win this series, you probably point back to this game being maybe the momentum and the reason why they won potentially.
The Pacers they spotted the Thunder essentially 18 extra possessions, 18 to 19.
And they only got
however
11
the map.
points off those turnovers. So they didn't cash in.
14 steals
14
to
to
1.
1 in steals.
And if you just going down the numbers, even watching the game for the first half, it was like you were always expecting, the guillotine to come down and that would be the end of it. But Indiana, they've done it every series so far this playoffs.
Typical Pacer fashion, they didn't kind of look like they're getting dominated, but still hang around and just kind of hover around 11, 12, 9 the whole game.
Team of Destiny.
Team of Destiny.
Destiny. Down 9 with 2:52 left. Like, you don't see that in the playoffs. You don't see that in the finals. It's just so stupid.
Finals teams were 124-0 when up 9 points with 3 minutes or less left until tonight.
That's insane. Another thing, probably why the game was so close, the free throw count is damn near identical. Pacers shot 21, Thunder shot 24.
Yeah.
So
No major.
It wasn't a foul fest.
Yeah, it wasn't
us
a foul
watching the
fest.
game, it seemed like the Thunder were getting beneficial calls, but based off the stats, doesn't lie there.
Nothing crazy there.
But for the turnover count, like we said, 24-25 for the Pacers, and Thunder only had, 7, right?
7 turnovers, yeah.
7
6 or 7
turnovers.
around that.
And it was 14 steals to just 1. It is an anomaly type of game.
Yeah. You don't see teams with an 18 differential and win.
No.
But where
At home.
Happen.
Yeah, that's...
But where the anomaly kind
That's a
of
bad one.
speaks for itself is the Pacers made 18 threes, 18 for 39 shooting.
46%.
Yep.
That's huge.
And the Thunder
36.7%.
made 11. So that's where the turnovers kind of
Balance
canceled out.
Yeah. And the Thunder, and a lot of those turnovers, and me and Fernando were watching the first half, they had possessions where they got 4 shots at the rim.
And they
open
weren't scoring.
threes, and they just didn't make
Just
them.
kept banking.
Yeah, they missed them. So...
Is anybody jumping off the Thunder bandwagon because of Game 1?
Well, I've been on the
Because
Pacers.
I think we all picked the Pacers, or the Thunder in the series, right?
Yeah, I had Thunder. I think you still have Pacers.
6.
Pacers in 6?
I picked the Thunder for our first NBA show, but I thought the Pacers would be formidable. I thought they could win this series. I didn't think it would. I bet the Pacers tonight. I took the plus 9.5. I thought the line was way too high.
Right, but you thought they were going to cover. You didn't think they were going to win.
I thought they could win, though. I wouldn't have bet them if I didn't think they could win. I think this is a 6-7 game type series.
Well, it is now.
It is
for
now,
sure.
yeah.
That's what I thought coming in. So that's why I took the plus 9.
Faraz, you had the Thunder.
You
Right?
still got to like the Thunder, though.
I had the Thunder, but when you lose like this, as we've seen
This can cost you.
in all the
An
series,
avalanche.
yeah, it just kind of snowballs.
Their coach could be fired.
Yeah, he's got to watch his
But
back.
certainly I would say if the Thunder are going to win this series, they have to win Game 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's a
Game 2
must
is
win.
Absolutely.
Like,
I will say,
Seen
though,
that.
when the road team steals Game 1 in the finals, they don't end up winning the series historically.
No.
8 and 10 in that situation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
closer than you would think,
Yes.
but
No, you're
still
right.
8 and 10.
Game 1 is the game where goofy stuff can happen. You steal a game and it ends up not mattering.
It's the Allen Iverson stepping over
Exactly.
Tyronn Lue kind of thing.
It's going to show if the Thunder's coach is going to step up, because he did win Coach of the Year last year. I know, John, you're not crazy about him, Billy. I don't know where you stand
I'm
on
not crazy about
The
it.
Thunder coach?
Mark Dagnott. Yeah,
He's okay.
but I mean, he won Coach of the Year last year. I think
He's not Carlisle.
I think him getting these young guys to buy into his system. Shit, half of them are up for extensions. 2 of them on the bench got extensions last year.
You blame him for the loss, though?
I mean, they probably could have called a timeout. It did seem like the last 3 minutes, Shea tried doing everything, and I think that kind of.
Yeah.
He's the MVP.
He missed
That-
the
you better
mid-range.
trust him, yeah.
He missed the mid-range 8. That's like his
He missed-
shot.
he missed
it just
like
was
3
back
shots in a
iron.
row.
I don't think that was a bad shot. He
No,
just
it's not.
missed it.
But you could have called a timeout to either settle things, or maybe Casey Wallace got a little bit too much PT. I mean, he was the one that got
He was
scored
on
on at
the
the end
last
of the
play,
game.
yeah.
I like Casey Wallace. I actually think he's
Was Dort
he's-
out there? Because I would have had Dort.
No,
on
he
full.
was. It was just
Okay.
Well, that's
Just
why.
transition defense.
That's why they
Pick
didn't
up.
call timeout. That's why Carlisle didn't call timeout when they
Transition
got the
defense.
miss. They were all switched up. They had Casey Wallace on Hallie, and that's why.
Well, his only criticism would be you should play more bigs. Because Chet, even though he was useless, is huge. And obviously Hardenstein.
He had a good game.
And they got out-rebounded 56-39. The Thunder did. They got killed
That
on the
should not
glass.
happen.
That's
with their
another
size.
math
They
thing.
got murdered on the glass.
Thunder got murdered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I didn't. Oh,
That's
okay.
what
That's what I'm saying. They
Yeah.
played small. They basically pulled Chet.
Which
because
was
he
weird
was peeing
because
his
there were
pants.
moments where the Thunder had like 3 and 4 extra multiple possessions in the game, but statistically they got
because
out-rebounded by
Hartenstein
17
was out
rebounds.
there. They took him out. I don't know why.
We saw multiple times towards the end of the game. The Pacers didn't have a traditional big out there. They had Siakam and Obi Toppin out there.
Yep.
So for them to out rebound the Thunder, I think that's probably on their guards. It's probably not on the bigs. If we look at the rebounding, I'm sure like Nemhard probably had 6 or
Watching
7.
the game though, I did not
Hallie probably had
see
4
it
or
as a
5.
17 56-39 in the Pacers'
That's
favor.
crazy.
This is like the most bizarre stat game ever. Like
Definitely.
they don't add up. Like
He's
the
been
Pacers
doing
had
this,
24 assists and the Thunder only had 13. Like
It's iso ball.
it really, but it's like they're so skewed in both ways. Like Frost said earlier, 14-1 in steals. That's 14-1. When do you see that?
That's insane.
and the team with 14 loses.
The
That's-
turnover
doesn't
battle.
happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I-
game 2 is Saturday, by the way, or Sunday, not Saturday.
oh, so that's probably
Yeah,
better
they-
for the Thunder.
I mean, yeah,
I think
Is it Sunday?
yeah, it's Sunday.
Oh, well, yeah, it's Thursday.
it is
Yeah.
Sunday. Billy's right. And then Wednesday, game 3, and then Friday, game 4.
You were gonna say?
I feel like the Thunder, kind of going with your guys' point, they blew the game in the first half, as weird as it
They should have been up
sounds.
more, 100%.
Just because they had, it's just a lot of missed opportunity. Multiple missed opportunities.
Just going back to like the previous series, the Western Conference Finals, when the last time they played the T-Wolves was a Game 5 in Oklahoma. They came out like garbage. That was a 27-6 first quarter.
Yeah.
You could just tell the game was over. This game could have been that.
Yeah.
For at least the half. They could have been easily up 20-25
it shows
points.
the fight in the Pacers. Like
They do.
They
They don't
know.
That's
give
what
up.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, they don't
is
give
it is it the Thunder choking, or is it more so the Pacers?
Little bit
Because
of
the
both.
Pacers have been doing this all playoffs, so
Yeah,
I think we should give them a little bit more.
They're
Every
comfortable
series.
playing from
I
behind.
agree.
Every
Yeah.
series,
The
first
Thunder
round.
have not choked a game though like this in the whole playoffs, right?
They haven't played a team as good as the Pacers.
I thought they gave up like a 20-point lead to like one of these teams, right?
I mean, they did go 7 against the Nuggets. Probably happened in the Nuggets series. That was the only time they were
I
really
just remember
tested.
the Nuggets like winning close contested games though. I don't remember them being up big.
No, I mean, yeah,
or the Thunder
it-
being up big and then the
Yeah.
Nuggets like come back.
That's really what it
the
was.
Aaron Gordon dunk game didn't they
Nothing
come
like
back?
this.
yeah, nothing like this though.
No, this
Not
is
not
insane.
9
They were up
points
9
and
with
250.
250. This was
Yeah.
like a
Knicks series.
Knicks situation.
The Knicks
I-
was
I'm-
worse.
I'm not so sure about that. I feel like this.
Well, this is the finals. I mean, the finals is a different level.
No, that's true.
I didn't think either team played nervous though. And it didn't feel
Chet
like
didn't look good.
yeah, he didn't do much.
Chet was not comfortable.
Yeah.
Like he
Even
looked-
on the last play, they threw that lob
Not
for
even-
him.
yeah,
he
they
even
even
just
tried to
wasn't
get it.
close.
He
He
just
just
was
like,
moved out of the
whatever.
way. Like he just got bodied.
he got jitters.
Where I thought the
Classic
Pacers
jitters,
kind of
yeah.
sold the game, we were all watching here. It was when Nemhard crossed up Shea
Oh yeah,
and
that
had
was
him lean
nasty.
in and hit that step back 3. And they
Zach
cut the
up.
lead down to 3, right?
Yeah,
3 or
they
2?
were cutting
I think it
down
was
to
2.
3.
2.
Was it? I could have sworn it was 3.
It's-
105, 108.
It made it a one-possession game, and
Yeah.
as soon as he made that, you start thinking, here we
Anything
go
can
again.
happen.
The Pacers,
Because
they're in
then
this,
Siakam
they're in
got
that
the
mode.
putback to go down 1.
Yep.
So,
Pacers
yeah.
smell blood. You know, when
They're like sharks.
Yeah.
they really do. Like once Nembhard hit that 3, you just get the feeling that okay,
Oh, shit.
if they
Deep
get the
blue
ball
sea,
back,
Jaws, right?
Yeah.
they're gonna make something happen.
I'll never put on a life jacket.
Thunder are gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah, they are. So speaking, kind of to go back to the Knicks, obviously we'll come back to this, but the Knicks, have one
You're
of the
dreading
greatest runs in the for the last 25 years, and then a couple days later, Thibodeau gets fired. I don't know what to say.
I mean, I know what I'm talking about because I said that there's no chance that he gets fired after winning.
He's gone.
So, that's how I felt about it. So it definitely took me by surprise, and it just stinks of James Dolan.
It does feel like it doesn't feel like a plan. Do you think they had like the after season meeting, and then they just had like an argument, and Dolan says you're fired, and they just got him out of there? Like,
You don't think it's Leon Rose? Leon Rose got Tibbs fired the first time when he was Cat's agent in Minnesota.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, Rose has a good relationship with Tibbs too.
Yeah.
So
What about-
that's why.
you don't
what
think
about
it's
Brunson?
Jalen Brunson's dad?
or Brunson himself?
Yeah.
Because
I mean-
if you listen to his interviews after, when they would interview him on TNT, they're like, how do you guys stay ready for Thibodeau? And he's like, I don't know what we do. Like he kind of made like a backhanded like
little shot.
like a jab, like it's us against Thibodeau. I felt like a little
Well,
bit. It's there.
his last comment before the firing happened is when he was asked directly after this Pacers series was over about Tibbs' job status, and he was very defensive about it, and he took Tibbs' side. So that's what made this even more startling.
So he's defending him.
He was defending
he was.
Tibbs. Yes, he definitely was defending him. So it was even more startling because, at least publicly, the players have voiced their support for him outside of grumbles during the regular season. That's different, but at least right after in the immediate aftermath after the Pacers series, it seemed like they were all on board for bringing it back another year.
So where do they go now?
I mean, that's a great question because it really depends on if the Knicks were firing Tibbs because they wanted to change things up stylistically, or if they wanted to have a new voice. Those are two different things entirely, because some of the names that are being floated out there, like Mike Malone, maybe that might be a new voice, but that's definitely not stylistically somebody that's going to be a whole lot different than what you had with Tibbs.
Right.
So,
Which coach is on your dream list?
if I had to pick one coach that
Phil Jackson's out there for us. He was great with the Knicks.
yeah, he
What
was
about Doc
fantastic.
Rivers?
Larry Brown's out there too.
Yeah,
You can bring him
real.
back.
He's probably still getting paid by
Isaiah's still there.
Patino
also-
said no, though. Patino said he
Yeah.
doesn't want He said he's not
How much would
interested.
you love to see Patino?
I'd
back,
pay
though?
for it.
That'd
No,
be great.
he
Can
should.
you imagine him if he
Him and
coach
Cat?
against the Celtics?
Can you imagine him coaching Cat?
He'd kill him.
He might murder him.
Who do you want? What do we want?
But yeah, dream.
If I had to pick one coach that's out there
Jay
right
Wright,
now,
maybe?
probably Taylor Jenkins.
Yeah, nice.
Just because I feel
For the
like
Grizzlies?
former coach of the Grizzlies. I think he got a raw deal.
What about Jason Kidd?
I think that would be the funniest outcome.
That's
just
a
because,
real possibility. He
Why would
is
that be
not
funny?
happy in Dallas.
Just because leaving, it would just kind of
Could you
reflect
blame
how
him?
pissed off he'd be at the whole situation in Dallas. So
You wouldn't want Jay Wright? You think it's too big of a leap to co- like?
I think that's too big of a leap, and
too many Villanova guys in one room.
maybe. But there are qualified, good NBA coaches out there still.
You don't think it was a coincidence that Johnny Bryant was named one of the finalists for the Suns job, and then less than 24 hours later, Tibbs is fired, and then all of a sudden his name's not in the list for the Suns job anymore?
I mean, that could definitely be something there. There could be a lot of smoke there.
So you rather have a coach that hasn't won, because like Mike Malone's won, Budenholzer's won, Vogel's won, Monty Williams has made to the finals. Those coaches are still on the market.
Malone.
Vogel is probably the most interesting out of that list,
He
just
won a
because I
title.
feel like he would represent something of that voice and also be a stylistic change from what the Knicks have traditionally had. Budenholzer and Malone kind of
They're like all the same.
they feel kind of cut from the same cloth, really.
No
in
nonsense.
That sense. No, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
just-
So
What about a
Hard-nosed.
coach that hasn't got a chance since he went 31 and 12? Adrian Griffin.
God.
I
He's
guess
on the
You
market.
Stuff
know,
would love
just-
Adrian Griffin on
Yeah.
the Knicks.
Yeah.
A Griff.
I mean, it's not a coach. That's not a name that's going to get me excited. And really, none of these names.
What
really
about Patrick
would.
Ewing?
Oh boy,
He was so good at
He was
Georgetown.
amazing coach at Georgetown, and he's had lots of experience on an NBA bench.
I feel like with Vogel or Jason Kidd, they're at least like they are. They're pro coaches. They're not. They wouldn't fall off a cliff with them.
Yeah.
Mike Brown's name's out there. That's fun.
Oh God.
No, I don't have to
Just-
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown didn't do bad on the Kings, but I don't know what he like. Is he a ceiling raiser? Nah, I think he's a young guy's.
I think that's
Coach.
Is the coach
You do
next
that-
coach going to be a ceiling raiser? And specifically when it comes to this Knicks team,
This
they're
is
very
their-
talented
and
as
this
far
is
as
their
the starting
window.
five. This is their window.
If you don't honestly, if they don't make a real run at it next year, they're probably not going to win it.
For
why
us,
not?
You
is-
got to win it next year.
For us, is Cat the problem?
I don't think so. No.
So you wouldn't trade him? I'm not saying for Giannis, but would you rather try to consolidate some talent and get more of a Swiss Army knife big? You and I were talking off camera. Maybe if the Grizzlies blow it up, Jaren Jackson.
I mean, I don't think realistically anybody that they could probably get out there would be that much of an upgrade. Jaren Jackson would be great, but I don't think that would be. I don't think that would be a trade that would be workable for either team. In the
You wouldn't
sense.
do Cat for Durant?
I wouldn't do
The
that.
Suns love Cat because him and Book
Him and
do
Book
a,
are best friends.
they do a
But
podcast
Durant's
together.
done.
I
Durant's
feel like
done.
it's too big of a gamble when you're dealing with a player at that age. I mean,
I think the
And
next
anywhere
coach
he's
that comes
been,
in
they
for the
have to
Knicks
do.
has to make Brunson and Cat play better together. And I know you look at the stats; they were like it's them and
yeah,
Elgin
exactly.
Baylor.
I think that's what's
But
going to be.
the next coach needs to make that relationship better.
I don't really
Flow
think it's
better.
a relationship. I think it's the offensive
I mean,
scheme. We
it's
talked
it's
about.
consistency.
But I mean
Tibbs.
better on the court is what I'm talking. I don't care off the court.
Well,
But
yeah, I'm not talking about off the
talking
court
about
either.
the
I'm
coach.
talking about the offensive scheme.
I'm talking
Tibbs doesn't
about-
have an offensive scheme. He says, "Hey, Brunson,
He's a defensive
do
coach.
stuff," and Karl Anthony Towns is
yeah,
just stand
they
there.
got to make that work better.
I agree.
Budenholzer, even though he's great on defense, he runs offensive
was-
sets.
The
Vogel's good
team's
offensively.
talent and a lot of the scuttlebutt around the firing has been like the Knicks really feel like
Do you think
the
Brunson-
talent wasn't maximized, and you can actually agree with that point in the sense like on paper the Knicks have a very talented starting
Also,
five.
to defend everybody on the Knicks except the GM and the owner, they have to get a better bench.
Absolutely.
They have to add a couple guys to that
100%.
bench. Their bench is awful.
awful.
It's a horrendous bench. They have guys that you can't.
Knicks
you just
could
can't
trade
count
for
on.
Sam Hauser. He's on the market.
They would,
He would
the whole
help
thing
out.
about
I
it.
don't think they have the assets
Back
to
to
make that
back,
happen.
yeah.
So,
Jesus Christ.
all right, we're talking about dreams here. We got to settle it down.
That's
a
not
bit.
fair.
Yeah.
Look at Chet. Did he even show up today? Eat something, fuckhead.
I saw he came in sagging his pants, and then somebody retweeted saying, "Motherfucker, you went to private school your whole life." He came in sagging his pants. I've never seen a 7'1" guy.
I do feel
like,
bad
come
for
in-
Caruso. He played great in the
Yeah,
game
he
today.
balled out.
He played well.
Yeah.
Well,
He also missed a free throw with a minute
did.
left.
He did.
Dort played well, but he missed a big 3-2
Yeah.
wide open.
I mean, the
and-
Thunder missed a ton of shots,
They did.
especially in the first
very
half.
makeable shots.
So
Shea missed like 2-3 shots his last couple shots.
just a wild game. from
Pacers
every angle.
capitalized.
Bill, what was your synopsis of the game?
This game?
Yeah.
It's the Pacers' voodoo devil magic. I mean, once they get down by 15, it's like a fucking magnet ball starts, and it's like they're just going to make everything, and you're just going to, crap your pants, and you can't
watch
do
it
nothing.
happen.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. It's out of your control. It's fucking devil magic.
Everything that needs to go their way just
Happens.
systematically happens each play.
Except the call that should have went the Pacers' way, the challenge.
Yeah.
But
But that worked out better.
It
But-
worked out.
they
Yeah.
played through it. It was a 14-second shot clock. There was 22 on the game
on
clock.
the game clock.
They
yeah.
got to stop.
Play defense, get a rebound, go
It
down.
worked out better for
hit a
him.
game winner. The game's over. I mean,
Ball don't lie.
you have to say at this point, if it's a one-possession game and Halliburton has the ball,
He's going to make the right play.
if I was guarding him, anybody else is shooting the ball except him. He's not shooting the ball, and he magically just makes these shots.
He only
every
had
time.
14 points as well.
He's not playing great, but
Yeah, no, I mean, he did other things because, I mean, Dort was on him. Dort is,
I'm talking at the end of the game, though.
First team all defense player. But the Pacers are undefeated when he scores 20 plus. So for them to still win this game and him not score 20, it is kind of remarkable.
I think Game 2 is going to tell the whole story. If the Thunder come out and win by
I think
20,
Game 3 is.
well, they could for sure. But if the Thunder win by 20, you could kind of get the feeling like, okay, this was a fluke. They just melted down, and the Thunder are going to go on and win. Obviously, if they lose, they're in major trouble. They're probably done.
But these are low-scoring games. Like, I mean, obviously it's 110, 111 once it was all said and done. But like, these are like slower-paced games, and
Which doesn't favor the Pacers, though.
No, it's in favor of the
I mean,
Thunder.
the Pacers were barely scratching 40 points heading into the half.
Exactly.
It was
How many
like
did they score in the
44,
fourth
right?
quarter again?
I didn't check.
Because that it
I mean,
feels
it
like
had to be very
a
lopsided.
ton of points. They feel like they put it in the fourth
Yeah, they
quarter.
didn't call a goaltend on that play either.
But that's more to my point. Is like this was a lower-scoring game. It probably went under. I'm assuming if we knew the total.
121 though, I don't know. That's a lot.
You think? You
Or,
think
sorry,
221. You think the over/under was less than
221.
that?
It's probably. I would guess 218 to 219.
I would say like 225, 226.
Yeah, I thought it would be higher than that.
Thunder haven't they don't really score like that, but the Pacers have a high pace.
But,
But anyway,
but the point was
Total was
is-
229 and a half.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it
yeah,
went way
way
under.
under.
But that's my thing. Like that's
So
the
dead
game
under.
the Thunder should win. The
Yeah,
fact that they're
I agree.
losing the close ones.
They lost.
That's a huge
They
red
lost
flag.
everything, and it was their game.
Yes.
and they still lost the game.
or
That
they
is-
they won everything.
I'm
And-
sorry,
and
they
still
won all the
lost.
stat. Well, they did
Except the
They
rebounding,
got
which
killed
is
on the
big.
glass. They did
And-
get killed.
Well, that's
on the
because they
glass.
were also brick city, especially in the first half. Yeah, they were shooting under
There was
40%.
a lot of misses.
And they
So there's a
didn't-
ton of misses.
And the free throw wasn't. They shot a
It's
couple
like three
more,
more.
3 more.
but it's reasonable. It wasn't outrageous.
it wasn't an SGA parade to
It
the
wasn't
foul
like
line.
40 to 20. It's not
Yeah.
like playing Bob Knight 1982 in Bloomington.
But
you're not getting a fucking call.
If he gets 15 free throw attempts on Sunday, then the Thunder are going to win the game.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Pacers scored 35 in the fourth.
Nice. That was
And,
our highest scoring quarter.
Yeah,
See,
by
that's
far.
a monster quarter.
And Thunder only scored 25.
What about the
yeah, and they were for a while. It looked like they might get 37 for the first half.
Would you guys agree Carlisle kind of outdazzled the mutant for the Thunder?
I don't
have
think. Yeah, you have to. I don't think.
He's been doing it all playoffs.
Like I guess the Thunder's big thing was like, hey, let's go small, and then you get killed on the boards and you still lose the game.
Carlisle is kind of like a coaching wizard right now.
He is.
He's like the new Spo.
Interesting. He beat Spo.
I know, but I'm like, he's coming into his own. Like, if he wins this title,
It's impressive.
He's
this
definitely
puts
top
him
10.
in a different
It's a different
category.
tier.
It puts him up a tier.
Because both of his titles are huge upsets. Like
Yeah.
you do it as the underdog.
This one, though, I mean, there's no player like a LeBron or even a D Wade on their team. In my
Well,
opinion.
Yeah, but they don't have a Dirk. They don't have a top 20 player ever.
But,
True.
But Shea,
Their team's not as good.
Shea
Yeah.
could be that. I mean, I know we all shout on
He's
Shea,
not
and
LeBron.
even
he's
I
not.
shout on
He's
Shea.
not going to be a top.
He's not going to
20
be a
guy.
Dirk.
I
He's
mean,
not LeBron.
if the Thunder somehow do pull this out, he will be one of the few players in NBA history to win MVP and Finals
But
MVP.
D Wade's a 3-time NBA champion. LeBron 4.
yeah.
And then they had Chris Bosh, who's
LeBron's all-time
Portland
leading
Lightning.
scorer ever. So when Carlisle beat him. That's a feather.
Oh,
in his
it
cap.
is.
I mean, that's a.
Yeah.
That was a monster.
I think
upset.
everything is.
Yeah.
I still think everything is pointing the Thunder's way. Now, if they lose this, that's crazy. Like it's kind of reminiscent of like the 01 Sixers. Like they got a all defensive. Multiple all defensive players. They got 2 All NBA players. They got the MVP. It's
I do
kinda
think if
wild.
Carlisle was coaching the Thunder, he would beat the Pacers.
by a lot. Yeah.
So that to me tells you how good of a coach he is.
Because the
And
Thunder
I
are a
felt the
super
same.
team.
I felt the same way if Carlisle coached the Knicks or the Celtics, he would have taken that team and beat the other team.
Yeah, it's a fair argument.
Yeah,
I'm not trying
I'd
to diss
agree.
the other coaches,
Carlisle's
but I'm
great.
saying
No, I'd
if you
agree.
gave him
Great coach.
Tatum and Brown, I think he's going to win that series.
He might be the best
He's-
all-round coach, offensively
He
and
is not
defensively.
blowing 2 20-point leads in the Boston Garden. It's not happening. He's not going to blow 2 20-point leads.
His schemes have been working.
He's just not going to. He's
It
not. He's
also
not that
seems
type
like
of coach.
he challenges the place at
He
the right
calls
time.
plays like if they're struggling, get to the basket, get fouled, make like he. I mean, it's
That's why
kinda-
him and Rondo didn't get along because Rondo wants to run the
Rondo
offense.
parked his
and-
parking
and-
spot.
And Carlisle
That's
was
why I
like,
didn't get along with him. You know that, right?
I didn't know.
thinks he's a
I didn't know.
coach,
It was
yeah.
He parked in his parking spot.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a common mix-up.
I like Miles Turner's shirt.
No, but it said his name on the
We
on the spot.
We all do it once in a while, parking the bosses.
I thought I said Ray Jean.
Would you be happy? Ron Artest has thrown his hat into the coaching
saw that.
search.
I saw
How would
that.
you feel about him coaching?
Well,
the
he
Knicks?
did say that he won his high school championship in 1990.
Gotta be. That's got to be the same thing as coaching the New
Yeah,
York
so
Knicks.
it's
It was in New York.
The resume's
Yeah,
there.
it was.
He's from New
Stepping
York,
stone.
which is a unique qualifying, trait. Being from New York, he's the only one who can say that.
Would you want him to coach your team?
No.
What about an assistant coach? I could see him on the bench.
What about a Van Gundy? You can get Jeff.
Come back.
Jeff's
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 one of
gonna
the
come
best
back to New
assistants.
York.
Jeff's killing
I
it.
would like to
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
He's one of the best assistants.
The
I
thing with
don't
Dolan-
think he would.
You don't think he would take it?
I don't think he would.
Probably working for Dolan.
Yeah, I think that also will be a factor. Is just having to work for Jim Dolan.
Dolan is the type of owner.
He's the worst owner in the league.
He could hire Whoopi Goldberg to coach the
He
team.
could.
You don't know what he's going to do. Like, seriously, Faraz, I'm not trying to be funny.
No, okay, you're.
Well,
could
no,
hire-
in the movie Eddie Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, if you got the reference,
Coaches
he coached.
the
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's a funny movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of NBA players in it.
It's a good bad movie.
I
Malik
didn't know
Sealy's in it before he dies.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Malik Sealy.
Yeah. But Dolan's one of those type of owners. He is a circus ringleader. Like, you don't know who he could hire.
I mean, he signed Larry Brown to the richest contract in NBA
But Larry
history
Brown
at the time.
was at least a great,
at the time, and then he fired him after a year.
Yes.
So
Larry Brown only got 1 year there?
Yeah.
And he fired him.
Yeah.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
We've also seen a team recently
That's crazy.
do that with his Pistons. They signed Monty Williams to the most expensive contract of coach ever.
But he was just
It's,
But they had the
committing
worst
fraud.
record like of all time.
Yeah. Like, he wasn't trying.
They won like how many games did we win 2 years ago? 12?
like 18, right?
I want to say it was like 14.
And we
14?
lost like
14,
30 in
yeah.
a row or something. I mean,
It was
bad.
it was his short losing streak.
when you lose
yeah.
like that, you're going to get fired.
He was trying to get fired.
That's
Because
justifiable.
the money's guaranteed. What does
Yeah.
he care?
He didn't want to coach. His wife died, and they offered him $15 million a year. It's like, I got to take it. Fire me.
I dare you.
Yeah. And it wasn't like we hired a crazy coach. We hired Bickerstaff. He's a solid coach.
I mean, he raised your guys' floor.
100%.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Huge
Would you
turnaround.
take Bickerstaff? Could they poach him?
I mean,
So, my problem with him, I think he's a floor raiser. He's not a ceiling raiser. That's why the Cavs got rid of him. I know the Cavs, they still
Still
lost
lost
to
the
Atkinson
same
fucking
way.
around.
But the
You're going to
Cavs,
have Bickerstaff. That's all bullshit.
no, I think Atkinson did wonders with this team. I think the team was injured.
They lost 4-1 and they got embarrassed.
I think they
They were
were
down 23 of the 4 games.
I think they have other problems, but their offense
Hell, they did better with
has
Bickerstaff.
went.
Yeah, they did.
well,
They
the
did the
Cavs
same.
will
No, it's the
probably
same.
point to this fact that they were, Garland was hurt,
Yeah,
Allen was hurt.
I think Allen gets
But
traded.
it's still, Frost, I
I agree.
Didn't they win like 20 games in a row to start the season, Bill?
Yeah, and we broke their streak.
And then they lose kind of like this
Then
in
they
the
kinda
playoffs?
just fizzle
It
out.
wasn't. It was a letdown. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
it was a letdown. No
Absolutely.
one saw them losing that way to the Pacers 4-1. I at least
definitely.
thought it would be a series.
Definitely not.
That was a. It was
I
bad.
thought it was going to go 6 or 7,
Yeah.
but obviously in the Cavs.
Like, honestly, the way they played, I really wonder if the Bucks would have beat them.
That's how
possible.
bad they played.
With the, Dame being healthy, of course,
No,
right?
just be honest.
No.
Don't-
I think Mobley will not
He
stop
didn't do
Giannis.
shit.
But we didn't have
But
much of a series.
he's still a
He couldn't
defensive
stop
player.
Siakam. He's going to stop Giannis.
I mean, I don't think he guards the perimeter. I think that's the next adaptation of the Cavaliers we see. I think Allen gets traded and Mobley then goes to his natural position at the 5.
Speaking of Giannis, where do you guys think he goes?
I mean, if it's not San Antonio, that's where the question.
so-
That's the question.
That's
if
where it
it's
starts.
if
yeah.
it's not San
I heard he
Antonio.
wants to team up with Durant. I don't think that's possible.
So I
Oh,
actually-
in Toronto? Yeah. I
Yeah.
saw
Yeah,
that shit.
so I actually think it is going to be the Raptors now. I think the Spurs are out of the market because I thought Stephon Castle was going to be in the trade for Giannis. The Spurs have said they don't want to
they're
trade
not
Castle.
trade- Why should they have to trade Castle?
It'll be Castle number 2 and like.
They have others.
and-
Yeah.
They can,
I would get
214,
Giannis
and then
is
they
the
have
MVP and
plenty
the
of
deep-
other
Yeah,
assets.
they have
that
so
can
much other
send
stuff.
them.
I would not give up.
I feel like if the Spurs want to get Giannis, they can make a compelling offer that suits their needs without having to gut, their.
But
Give
Give
anyway,
up all
cool.
their assets.
But the
Yeah.
Bucks are the ones in the driver's seat. They could say no because other teams are going to offer an arm and a leg. I mean, Masai.
Better than the number 2 pick?
I honestly like the Spurs stuff, even without Castle, better than Barnes and whatever nonsense Masai is
the
going
Spurs
to
have
bring.
a lot of
But
things they could do.
I think
I agree.
the Raptors will
To make that
literally
trade
do
happen.
everything Masai's been wanting Giannis since 2013. He tried trading up to 12 to get him back then.
He actually got Giannis's visa when he
Yeah.
got drafted. They've been close
Never
since then. He wanted to draft him, but he only got up to the 18th pick, and then Giannis went
15th,
15th, 13th. So
Or
yeah,
13th,
he
yeah.
kept trying to trade up and up and up, and as high as he get was the 18th, and it just wasn't.
But yeah, so I think the Raptors are going to literally do everything. The Spurs, obviously, they could argue their price, but I think there's going to be more compelling things in the Raptors.
I don't think the
for
Raptors
future.
have compelling stuff.
I
I don't think they have the picks.
If you're sitting from Milwaukee's perspective, I don't think there's any team out there besides the Spurs, really, because the number 2 pick.
If I'm the
And
Bucks,
If you're trading Giannis, you're already making. The
I would ask for 2
admission.
and 14.
2 and 14.
So you have a whole draft.
You have at least, yeah, you can
You
start
could build your whole
rebuilding.
team.
if I'm
Like,
the
if you're
Bucks, I'd ask
carrying-
And you
for
could say it to your
214
fans,
and
and it's
Castle.
not crazy. You could
Yeah.
sell it to your fans.
You
I
could
wouldn't
sell.
trade Castle.
Because you could add one of the Rutgers kids who would go 14 in this draft. Danny Wolf.
Yeah.
So,
Actually,
the Wolves are like
yeah,
the
they
great
could find-
pair with everybody.
They
but-
could find a really good player at 14. This is a pretty good draft.
no, it's a great draft.
It's
So-
deep.
and from the
But the Bucks are going to argue.
perspective,
The Bucks are going to try to get Stephon Castle. I mean, I'll try to get him. And
But if the
obviously,
Spurs say no, but here's the 14th pick and
what if
2
the
other
Bucks,
futures.
What if the Bucks dangle Kyle Kuzma in that? Would they get Stephon Castle? I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys.
Maybe if they, shipping Kuzma to dump him,
Yeah,
then to
Look, big wild night in Oklahoma City. Don't party too hard.
it's lit.
Speaking of which, sorry to go back to
Look
the
at
Knicks.
it.
Why were the Knicks
It's
out clubbing Monday night and taking pictures and everything?
I
You
saw
saw that?
I don't know.
I mean,
But
Celebrate
they
a
had the sign that said
successful
2026 champs.
Champs.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
Was
because
it
they beat the
Photoshopped?
Celtics.
I guess
It's
so.
'cause they beat the
That's
Celtics
they had
instead of
their little
championship.
parade.
Make believe, it's just they're trying to. Show,
I mean, these guys are human. Can
Close
they
out
live?
the year.
Can I
Yeah.
live? Like I don't.
I
I mean, it's like
You won't go out to dinner if you lose a club game. You're
that's
gonna,
me
You're
though.
going to tell
I'm
me
cra-
you're going to go to the
but
club.
Well, it's
I'm
the end of the
competitive, though.
season. It's just like
I would go to the club.
I'm competitive.
So they're not competitive.
I
agree.
question.
I think
all
we-
these
I
guys.
agree. It's a red flag.
we've cracked the case. This is Tibbs was
Celebrating
I
sacrificed.
mean, I can't
Yes.
sleep at night when I lose a rec league
Yeah.
game.
That's what I'm
sometimes.
saying.
These guys, fuck the
I
Eastern
think-
Conference
I think
Finals.
they're
we
so-
talked for 3
Yeah.
hours on the phone.
These
when
guys
we
don't
lose.
care. We talk about it. I mean, do they really care?
They're celebrating Tibbs getting fired. Dude.
Yeah.
They fucking knew it. Yeah, that's
Do
crazy.
you think Brunson's dad's a problem on the Knicks? There's rumors. Instagram.
You will
rumors.
never hear me speak an ill word about Rick Brunson because I did all of that back when he was a player. So,
Faraz, you are a collector of jerseys. Do you have a Rick Brunson jersey?
God, no.
not.
You have some crazy ones in there, though. I saw a tweet. Somebody was rocking a Ronnie Turioff jersey. I put it in our group chat. I said, "Is this Faraz? Do you have a Turioff jersey?"
I do not. I'd probably say the most obscure Knicks jersey I have.
Kurt Thomas.
That one missed. I missed that boat, but I'd probably say Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, nobody really knows he was on the Knicks.
Yeah.
I actually,
He's a very-
I didn't know you play on the Knicks. That's
I didn't
crazy.
He was
either.
part of that. He was part of the Marbury trade.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because their idea was to play him and Steve Francis, right?
I don't know if Penny was there.
What was
God,
the
the Knicks
plan?
organization is a shit show.
Well, they did have
They
Marbury.
just do
They
that.
did
They
have
had
Marbury and Francis
at
for
the
a
same
while,
time.
which was actually
It's
when it
fun.
happened. I was like, "This is really fun. This is cool." And then
It is two
Who
dope
are the
players.
Knicks
I remember
hired?
that.
It is,
I don't
it is
remember
kind
Penny.
of like
Yeah. You know, Penny was on the Heat too.
I know that. One.
really.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
I don't even.
remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember
Briefly,
that.
right at the end.
Yep,
I-
it was
way
the
at the
tail
end.
end. And then the other fun one was
It was 06, right? 05, 06?
something like that.
Or
It was
06.
like 2K6.
Yeah,
7?
05, 06. Yeah.
But yeah, the other fun one is Tim Hardaway on the Pacers.
I did not know that one.
I actually
didn't know
remember
that.
that one. I do
That one
remember
was
that
like
one.
old
Wait on the
crusty
Oh, yeah.
Asian
Oh yeah,
Hardaway?
And
Okay.
Bulls, right?
he was done.
Yeah.
At least Wade was decent on the Bulls. Wade on the Cavs was
Bad.
bad.
Yeah.
Number 9 too.
I didn't think
Yeah,
he was
Ew.
great.
It just didn't make
Either.
sense.
He was all right on the Bulls.
Who?
Wade was
Wade.
okay.
Oh,
on the
Wade,
Bulls.
yeah.
But on the Cavs.
I used to kill Billy with the
Cavs were
2017 Bulls with Wade, Rondo, and Butler. I would kill him. I would shoot threes. He's like, they don't shoot threes. See, he's sneezing too. He's allergic to the
I
2017
don't like
Bulls.
that. I don't like that.
Do you
team.
remember that? I
Yeah,
would
we were
kill
down
you.
0-2 to him at home in the fucking
And Rondo
playoffs.
got hurt. Rondo had the recipe.
He did.
I mean, I feel like the Knicks at this point, if it's not going to be Taylor Jenkins or anybody like that, what you were saying about Johnny Bryant.
It
probably
just,
it probably
it's the
blindside.
most logical.
It seems like that's where it's pointing, or Mike Malone. It just feels like that's where the smoke is.
God,
Yeah.
Malone, that just seems like such a
Like the
settle.
team just had a mutiny to get rid of Malone. And
Yeah,
now
you're
you're going to bring him over.
It doesn't make any sense. I agree with you on Vogel. If my choice was Malone or Vogel, I would go Vogel.
So you don't like Budenholzer?
I don't like
Is he
it.
not?
He's
I
so
don't
washed.
think.
He's a piece
You
of
think
beef
so?
jerky.
Yeah.
He's cooked.
And I don't think. I mean, not that James Dolan ever
cooked.
cares
He
about
is.
what
He
he's
says
selling
he's
to the
jerky.
fans because
He's
they
beef
know
jerky.
fans will
Stick
buy
a
it up
fork in it.
anyways.
And I like Coach Bud, but he's finished, man.
Yes, selling Budenholzer as a replacement for Tibbs just.
The only
seems
thing I
like
can
it
say
would-
about Budenholzer and Vogel, they can
They're
show
winning
you the
coach.
ring.
Yeah.
They have the ring, and so some of these dopes in the NBA, that's just the difference. That
That's
can be
enough.
the difference.
And that's probably how Doc keeps getting his job. He shows the one ring he got.
He's doing something else though.
He's
Is
with
he
them on the
doing
golf
witchcrafts?
court. Or golf
interviews.
course.
Like
Yeah,
he's,
he's a great
tremendous
interviewer.
yeah.
Amazing. He's giving like stock.
But you see
tips.
him on TV, like his press conferences are like actual entertainment. Like he's actually.
Oh, he's
really,
He's great.
So like you can
Yeah.
imagine him in a room
He's
one
gonna
on
be
one.
so charismatic. Yeah, I
Exactly.
agree.
Seems like
And-
he's got players on his side too.
That helps too.
Hey.
I know you don't like Mahomes on the field, but you seem to love him off. Like,
I'm just saying, he's shouting
because
out.
he supports like the
You
Texas
smile
Tech
every
softball
time.
team.
Does
he
he?
makes
you
At
smile.
the games?
And he spelled Helly wrong too. What, like
Helly?
Fucking idiot. Yeah, I think he meant to put Hallie.
I mean, he's a
Hallie.
Texas
He might
Tech
be quoting the
education. What do
song.
you expect?
I don't know.
Is he getting emotional?
He's got allergies, probably.
There's a cat there.
Yeah, I was just about to There's a litter box
There's
right
a
behind
cat.
it.
So what was the craziest thing that happened today? Was it game one or Epstein? The Epstein.
I actually think Game 1 was crazier. You don't see finals.
Oh
games
yeah, I agree.
like this.
I agree.
Is this staged to hide the
It's rigged.
Trump stuff? Yeah. Is it rigged?
It's really.
All 50 people who watched the NBA Finals tonight were distracted.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure the
actually
ratings
hope-
are going to be so bad because this was such a horrible game,
Yeah, no, I
guys.
agree. It was a
The
great
NBA
game.
is going to shut down.
It was a great game.
It was a
This
great
was
game.
phenomenal.
R.I.P.
The
NBA.
NBA's, I'm sucked back into it totally.
It's been a great
I'm
playoffs.
into it. This has
Yeah,
been
it's
a great
been a great
playoffs.
playoffs.
Especially as a neutral fan, like it sucks that we lost
Yeah,
in the second
our
round.
team's
I'm
not
sure you're heartbroken still that you
All our
couldn't
teams lost
couldn't
at
make
some
it.
point.
But
Yeah.
like, it's like the first time all of our teams like can say like, man, I could see us playing in the finals.
That's what I
Like,
said.
you know what I mean?
I
Like,
said it
yeah.
to Faraz. If you're a Knicks fan, you're kind of like, we could have won that game.
Yeah, even a Pistons fan because you had them beat.
All of them. You could all say this was truly a year where a championship was on the table.
Yep.
And it was up for grabs. Where in like most NBA, like when LeBron was in the East, I think he made the finals. What was it,
9
10 years in a
times
row?
Yeah,
Like it went
8
through him.
years.
You had to beat.
you had to beat them.
The Heat or the Cavs. You had to beat them to make it to the finals.
And even the boogeyman, the Thunder, they're beatable. The Nuggets almost did it.
Yep.
And
7.
that-
Pacers
It's
just
unbeatable
did it right
team.
now.
The Pacers just beat them at
Yep.
their place, playing not a good game.
And I think it's actually we probably discounted the Pacers because the Thunder won 68
I took
games.
the 9.5.
I mean, we've seen it. I know it's not exactly an apples to apples comparison because you're dealing with LeBron James, but you have the Cavs beating the 73-9 Warrior. Like these monumental seismic upsets are
There is
they
something.
happen.
There is something historical about this, and I said this in the previous show. The Eastern Conference Finals is always their mentality is tougher. They're always more tougher than the West. The West is flashy. They have the skill. They have talent. There's been great teams, but to just say the Pacers were going to lay down like a lot of people thought is just not true. They fought till the end. I
They're gonna
can't sit
win.
here and say they were going to win, but they're not going to give it to
They
the
are
Thunder.
going to win.
Like how the T-Wolves came out and just said,
just lay down.
we're done.
Spread their legs.
yeah.
The
Legs
Pacers are
above
not
the
going to do
headboard.
that. And you could have said that about the Celtics, the Knicks, the Pistons. Any team that came out of the East wasn't just going to say, here, just come and beat us. It wasn't going to be that way.
They took their lumps too.
They-
Because this same team played the Celtics toe to toe. Granted, it was a sweep, but they played
Every game was close.
Every game was like a 5 or less.
exactly, and they got better from it.
Exactly.
You could see it because like
100%.
now
they learned from that experience.
Team
It's
Destiny.
It is actually nice hearing like the main things that are apart from the conferences because the casual NBA fan doesn't see that. They just see both teams being flashy and shooting threes. Everyone likes to say like the casual fan says every team plays the same, but even you said, John, like the East is just mentally tougher. They go down with the fight.
Historically, I mean, it's a grind. It's a more
Historically,
physical.
yes, but the modern NBA, the casual fan says like every team just shoots threes and that's it.
Oh, no, the East still plays a different brand.
We see it differently. Yeah,
Yeah, they play a different
I
brand.
like that.
And I mean, it just is what it is. If you're from the Midwest or the East Coast, it's like Indianapolis is not the same as Phoenix.
It's like working class.
It's just a grind. It's cold. You're angry. It doesn't take much to want to get into a fist fight. So it's just like when you get in these settings, who do I got to kill? Who do I got to beat? Who do I got to punch in the face to win this game?
Hmm.
This was still such a bad shot.
It was not a great shot.
It didn't look good. Toppin
It
was
looks
wide
so-
open,
Oh
too.
my god!
Look how open Toppin was, too.
Case Wallace has been a dog all season long. Like he is a pretty underrated player because he's
I
on the
think
bench.
Bad defense.
I can't even blame the defense.
No, it
Yeah,
was a
that's not
bad
bad.
defense.
That's not
That's
like
good
a bad
defense.
defense. I mean, he's an in between long two.
That's just a tough
That's like
shot.
a bad percentage shot in the NBA now. That's
It
the
is.
worst shot you can
Shot.
take. A 2 feet inside the 3-point line, 2-pointer.
It's
God,
crazy.
That's unbelievable.
I like Naismith. He's good.
He is good. Danny Ainge, don't miss.
His dad was going crazy. His dad was going crazy
Oh.
too.
He's been awesome this
Halliburton's
playoffs.
dad?
Halliburton's
Halliburton's
dad.
dad.
Well, Naismith, I'm sorry.
Naismith, yeah.
Naismith's been money.
It's crazy because he came into the league, he was supposedly best shooter in the draft, couldn't hit the backside of a barn, but it finally got there. It took a few years.
Yep.
Like he was shooting like
Nemhart-
11% from three for a while.
Nemhart was
What college did he go to?
Nemhart. Gonzaga.
No.
No,
Naismith?
Neesmith went to
Vanderbilt.
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 So he's a smart kid.
Yeah.
It's an SEC school.
It's crazy. The big argument was him or Sadiq Bey, and like nobody even remembers Sadiq Bey's in the NBA.
Oh, it's because he missed
Yeah.
all season and he was on the Wizards. But
When he left the
he was
Pistons, it
hurt.
like went to hell.
Yeah,
went to the
He-
Hawks.
no, he played
But
okay on the
they-
Hawks, but the because he got hurt, he got dumped for salary to the Wizards. But I think he's a free agent. I think he's going to be a hot commodity.
Do you-
He's still a 3-and-D guy.
Do you any of you guys think either one of these teams will be here again next year in the finals?
Pacers could.
I'd say no, just because it's just
This is the
numbers
way the NBA
game.
works.
I feel like-
The,
no,
the
too.
numbers game is
This
just,
is
it's
the-
so
I mean,
hard.
the
This
Pacers
is-
made the conference finals last year. I mean, and they're in the finals this year. They
Is
could-
this the time of parity? But I could definitely see the Thunder being
It
back.
absolutely is the time of parity, and
There's really nobody in the
especially in
West
the
that's gonna beat
East.
them. Oh.
You know, the East is going to be
Unless the
Yeah,
Nuggets.
because
the Nuggets need to make
the
a move.
Lakers.
The West is in shambles, kind of. Like, the West isn't wide open like the East is. Like, anyone out East, like the top 4, top 5 teams all think they can make a run. The West, it does seem like it's the Thunder's to lose, but the Wolves have a lot of questions coming in. The Rockets got some questions because
Like,
they're
you can't
one
say
step
the
away.
Wolves. Yeah,
I think
you
the
can't say
Rockets
Wolves are
actually
gonna-
might be primed to
The
make.
Rockets
You know, the
are
Rockets
right there.
are probably
The Spurs
not being
have some
talked
questions.
about.
Mavs.
The
I
Mavs
don't
are.
believe
I-
it.
I'm just-
With no Kyrie,
We don't
I'm
He's
not
gonna
going
play
to
point
get.
guard.
Yeah,
Cooper Flag.
he's gonna have to.
I mean, if the Mavs do get Drew Holiday, I think Drew Holiday could keep them afloat.
Yeah, that's true.
for what? What are they going to
But
trade?
how many
them?
games is Davis gonna play? Who cares?
PJ Washington.
Wait, what's up?
And I just, you know, as good as Cooper Flag is, to make a difference
He's a
as a
rookie.
rookie,
He's-
you
what
know,
is
like
he,
you don't.
18?
I mean, Wemby
19,
didn't
yeah.
even do that with San Antonio. As
Rookies don't
incredible
win.
as
Rookies
he
don't
is.
win
Yeah, they
in the
don't.
NBA.
LeBron.
This is
didn't.
not the age of like the 80s and 90s when you get like a Patrick Ewing or even like a Glenn Rice where they
Magic.
come in and they're going to get you 15, 20 a game.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Flag can get 15 a game.
But but I'm
Yeah,
talking
Well, even if they
average,
get, even
like,
if they
22.
I'm
produce,
talking
it's
like
just-
Like a good
on
like,
a
on
top
winning
4
team. Yeah.
like seed, like you're playing for home Eastern Western Conference
I mean,
Finals
Davis
games.
could ball out. He stays healthy.
Who?
Davis.
But that's you can't rely on Anthony Davis to play.
No, but I'm just saying theoretically. he
I
could.
could see the Mavs
They're
being
playoff
decent,
bubble
team, I'd
team.
say.
but they
playing.
When Davis plays, he's a top 5 player in
he's
the
great.
NBA.
He's one of the best defensive centers in the
He
NBA.
is.
It's just the lingering injuries, like his body. I don't know how much longer he really has.
Glass.
He's never out for the season. He never gets that critical injury, but he has those nagging injuries that makes him miss a game here, 2 games here,
Who's got the worst
5
suit?
games here.
Yeah, the salmon one.
The pink one's pretty rough.
Pink
Yeah.
ones.
It's vibrant.
It's awful.
He jumped out of a stream.
Pink
onto the
opaque,
set.
huh?
Pink
I
opaque.
think Isaiah has the best suit.
He probably does.
He's got a
I
Pacers.
actually like
suit.
Shaq's.
He's got a Pacers colors.
I like the plaid.
I think Isaiah and Kenny's.
Isaiah's legs are dangling.
No, that's what I was trying to say. The set's too big for him because Shaq has to get his legs.
Yeah,
under
He's
the
sitting
goal.
on the edge of the chair.
But see, that's
Fernando.
only Barkley. Barkley's at least 6'4", 6'5". He's taller. Isaiah's only 6 feet.
And that might be generous, right? He could be shorter than that.
I met him. He's like 6 feet.
Is he like 6
Yeah.
foot?
He's shorter than me though.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the West. The West has a lot of question marks. Like the Warriors, they're up in the market for centers. They got a surplus of kind of talent on the bench, like Moody, Pods.
Who has the best hands in this draft?
Ooh, flag.
Hands in what sense? To catch lobs or play defense?
Like, okay, because you're talking about Isaiah Thomas. When I met him and I shook his hand, because like physically we're like same
I
height.
don't know.
But when I shook his hand, it was like I felt like a child holding his hands.
It's like a Kawhi Leonard.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be
I got
funny,
you.
but his hands, it was like a different level of like I don't have that hand length.
Okay.
And and another famous hand
Maybe
is
Condon.
Michael Jordan. Phil Jackson, when
Why?
he compared Kobe and Jordan, he said, "I love Kobe, but Jordan has that hand where he can just like move you off of him. He can get that shot off, and that's what I mean by hands."
Okay. I
There
thought you were
is
just talking about the biggest hands.
another guy
I'm
with
like,
great
comment
hands,
on-
and they talk about him in that special, the Olympic special, was Chris Webber.
Yep.
They're like Larry Bird's like for his size. I've never seen a guy like 6'10". His hands are like oven mitts, and he catches everything. Who in this draft has hands like that?
A guy that's
Do
been,
these scouts even look at that?
I mean, they
Oh,
do,
they
but
do.
I just don't think there's anybody in this draft that's like
Because
that.
I don't notice flag with hands like that.
Edgecombe.
Yeah, so I don't know if hands is the right comparison.
Hans.
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 Hans is what we-
Franz and Hans.
No,
No, Kawhi is definitely fits that
Yeah.
category
No,
too.
but
He's got it.
a guy that's been moving up my draft board, Carter Bryant.
Excuse me, Franz.
Carter Bryant is probably a late lotto pick.
For Arizona?
Yeah, I like Carter Bryant. I think he's going to be a great 3-and-D type of guy in the league, and he's young.
I think Cedric Coward is going to be the name to watch. Just
What college did you go to?
He actually was a Division III player, and then he transferred to Washington State this past year, and he played 6 games, and then he got hurt.
But he didn't play this
Oh,
year.
play.
And he got hurt, and then he got a big NIL offer from Duke. And then in the draft process, he was doing so well that
Just took it.
he's staying in the draft.
Oh, okay.
So he's not even going to make it to Duke's campus.
Where's he projected to get drafted?
Now they're saying he's first round
So, like, late first round?
potentially.
Okay.
What do we think now? Kind of recalibrating it because it seemed like Giannis was a slam dunk to the Spurs, but that seems kind of shaky.
It kind of phased out.
We would all agree Durant will be moved somewhere.
100%.
before the draft, because
Yeah.
the Suns want to make
What-
picks in this draft.
Where are like the top 3 landing spots for him?
I still think it's New
Toronto.
York.
See, New York makes sense to
But
me.
there's no picks.
And what can the Knicks give up?
Yeah, you guys don't have any picks left, right?
There's no picks.
Like,
I
would you
think-
give up
It would probably be
It'd be
Bridges.
Bridges and Josh Hart and the next 5
You
round
don't think
first
the
round?
power of friendship? I mean, Booker and Cat, isn't that what they want?
I just don't think the Knicks would do it just because they have
But they got rid of
have no
DiVincenzo.
bigs. They already are.
Robinson.
Are they buying high on
Like
Robinson
Robinson?
because he played great in the,
played
in the
well.
playoffs?
He's
He played
good.
well. He played well.
He just can't make free throws.
And
He can't stay healthy.
And he can't stay healthy. You can't rely on him, and I don't think the Knicks.
Like
will.
if you came out with the
You
big
shouldn't
3 of
trade
Brunson,
Cat.
Durant, and Cat, if that's even possible.
it would have to be Bridges. In
They would have to
Hard.
dismantle their whole
Bridges
team.
is up for an extension too, and he wants the same contract OG got, and no way they're
See,
getting.
I would make that
OG's
move.
better than him, I think.
I would take a shot with Durant. I'd get rid of
I
Bridges.
would.
If I'm the Knicks, I'll try to
for
sell
one season.
Bridges. I know you guys gave up 5 first-round picks, but he wants the same
Did
contract.
Vogel
as OG.
coach Durant?
yes.
So they hate each other?
I don't know.
Durant does seem like a guy that bickers with coaches like that. I think Durant's easy to coach.
You think he's easy to coach?
I
don't
think he's easy
I don't
to
think
coach.
he'll
I think he
listen.
just hoops. I don't think he really cares.
Interesting.
I don't
but-
think he'll listen though.
But anyway, Bridges is up for a contract extension, not this offseason, next offseason. He's doing what Paul George did to the Clippers. It's like, oh, I see what Kawhi's getting. I want to get the same
Yeah.
contract, but they're not the same pedestal of player.
No, I agree. I don't think Bridges is the guy.
OG
No,
is
I
better than,
Bridges.
in my opinion, he's
OG's
way better
older
than Bridges.
though, too. And he's hurt.
Is he
They're
that
about
much
the
older?
same.
I
I
think
think they're
they're
about
maybe
the
a year
same.
older, like 29, 28. I think they're
Bridges
about
is
the
that
same.
old?
And the reason OG was able to
I don't
parlay
think so.
that contract is because the Knicks were unreal after they got him last
Yeah.
year. They just went on a tear.
It is insane that Toronto got rid of Siakam and OG, and basically all they have to
OG's
show
younger.
for is
OG's
Ingram.
younger?
OG's younger than Mikal Bridges by a
Yeah.
year.
Really?
Barrett.
I mean, that's pretty bad though.
RJ had a pretty good year for him, but I don't know how much it's.
That's wild to me too.
RJ sucks, I think.
Bridges is 28,
He's about to turn 29, and OG's about to turn 28.
27.
He's a rough 27.
Billy, do you
He is
think
a rough
Zion's
27.
done?
If he goes to jail, yeah.
What do you think? That's a real case, or do you think it's bullshit?
what?
I think it's bullshit.
He
Because
has
a
it's not like
sexual
if I don't
assault.
get money, you don't get
No,
money.
that's a civil case.
Oh, it's a civil case?
So it's all
Civil
civil.
case.
It's just money.
Yeah, there's no criminal.
Because she
investigation.
said, if I don't get money, then you don't get money. That's what she said.
So he's just gonna have to pay her.
Okay,
But like there were talks of him. Like the Pistons were like flirting with. He's not going to a real team with this.
Oh, no, he's not going anywhere. Joe
Like, I
Dumars
think it
said
hurts
they're going
his-
to build around him, which is just shocking to me.
Who? To
Joe
Zion?
D?
Yeah, Joe
I
D.
mean, they had him as
Joe
a draft
G.
rep.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? When you get charged with stuff like that, he's not going to the Lakers or like.
Oh well, now it's
Maybe
unless
It hurts your.
I mean, the
brand.
Cleveland Browns can't trade for him, so they,
Yeah.
you know, like
don't,
that's
don't underestimate that owner. He's one of the worst owners.
He
of all
could
time.
be a linebacker.
You could.
good.
Maybe
He's a guy
maybe
who probably would have
Pelicans
been better
get
off
John
playing
Moran.
left tackle, honestly.
Could it? Could
Yeah.
they?
he would've been a hell of a
I actually
football
heard
player.
that.
Yeah.
I actually heard.
Can the Pelicans
He's
get
not built-
Ja? John Zion? That would be cool.
They actually could, because I think Jaw could be moved this summer.
What talk about a
Just
team
whoop that
of just
trick. They would literally
maniacs.
be-
That would
Yeah,
be
it's
awesome.
Get it.
that actually would be a good.
I mean,
fit.
now speaking of Jaw,
Who would coach that team?
He's kind
Burt
of
Reynolds
in the
from
he's in the
fucking-
new or he's sort of in the trade
I
wins
think
too.
Memphis is getting rid of him.
They got to get rid of either him or Jackson.
Where's Morant go?
He's going to L.A.
Well, that's what he's saying.
I think the Clippers. Honestly.
L.A. Yeah, the Clippers or the Pelicans. I think.
So him and Harden are going to play together.
No, Harden's get traded for him.
Harden would probably be gone.
What about LaMelo Ball to the Clippers? I
I
thought
can't
Jimmy
believe-
wanted that trade, right?
Oh my god.
He's not a team
what?
player.
Jimmy, if
sorry,
you're listening
go
to
to the
this,
Melo
it's
Ball,
draft
you-
day.
like-
Yeah.
You just got nothing there, dude. Just
Yeah.
root for another player. It's over.
I can't see.
Who are the Hornets?
Like, weren't we
drafting?
talking LaMelo Ball versus Halliburton? LaMelo Ball's not doing this.
No.
Okay?
Well,
It's not
Ball
happening.
could not play in that game.
He's not making these shots.
Yeah.
Well, we've also never seen him. He's either hurt and he's been on a god awful team. Like the
I
Hornets
mean,
just
yes.
burst into a.
Yeah,
I don't
we-
disagree.
But I've never seen John in that game either. But I know John can't. Play
I'm not
in
going to
the
make that
finals.
shot. Exactly. Like, exactly.
You're so
No, it's true.
It's
That's
true.
stupid.
Halliburton, he's just doing stuff. They just put him with LeBron. Who's the other guy?
Reggie Miller,
Reggie Miller. I mean, those are like some of the most clutch playoff guys ever.
the bronze clutch. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't care what situation it is. Lamelo's not doing.
He's
that.
not in that category.
and John's not either. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Not
Sorry,
on NBA
John.
level.
Sorry,
You're
John.
not clutch.
I'm not trying. I'm not saying I am.
At least at this age.
You hit that shot over Nate Huffman though.
Who's Nate Huffman?
Lance.
Yeah. Yeah. I've hit a lot of shots in my days. But it just doesn't. LaMelo's like a player unless he first of all, he went to like Siberia. Okay, when you go to the Bobcats / the Hornets, first of all, that
Dreams
whole
into
Career
eternity.
is over.
that whole organization is run by Michael Jordan. So
Was.
They
Was.
did use
but when he was there, it was my MJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, does he walk in and he's got to like beat MJ 1-on-1? Like what? We don't even know. Going to like the Hornets and then you go to like the Celtics or like even
The
like the
Heat.
Lakers or the Heat. It's like playing at Michigan basketball or playing at like
A D3.
University of San Diego. I mean, it's just such a stark difference. UC San Diego, by the way, that just went through one, and we only beat him by 3
Yeah.
in the tournament. But it's such a huge.
But you did cover.
Yeah,
We
was
did,
2.5.
we did cover. I had it. Yeah. We did cover.
I
It's
bet
such
that
a
game-
huge drop off. I'll defend him on. He did go to the worst, probably the worst organization.
One of the
Them
bottom
or
5.
DC?
I think the Wizards or New Orleans are just.
I'd rather be in DC because it is a basketball city.
Yep.
I mean, they haven't won over 50 games.
You're not
Going
it's,
on 50
it's
years.
tough. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with it. It's a bad organization.
Like it's been like 47 years since they won 50 games.
Yeah.
That's not a
Those
crazy
three
mark to
places
hit.
are
Yeah.
miserable, dude.
That's tough. I'd rather be in DC though.
I'd rather be
I'd
in
rather be
Charlotte.
in DC as well.
DC's cool.
I would say the Hornets are the worst franchise in the league.
Them in DC, I think.
I think New Orleans is just.
I think New Orleans is right there too, because at least North Carolina is a basketball state.
Yeah.
That's a
New Orleans is
football
a
state.
It's Louisiana. It's football. It's LSU football. It's the Saints. I mean, that's it.
LSU.
I'm
is
kind of
probably
inclined
bigger
to pick
than-
another team.
Without question. LSU.
Knicks.
Sacramento.
You're not wrong.
Sacramento's
I
awesome.
think they should have moved here.
Tyrese Halliburton,
Yes,
Yeah,
they
they
traded
gave
him.
him
former king.
Yep.
Yeah.
Terrible trade in retrospect.
and they're turning into the fucking 2022 Bulls. They might get Vooch next. Who knows, right? Yeah, the Kings are very poorly ran. At least,
Such a miserable city, too.
at least they have cool.
Never been to Sacramento, but it doesn't look
It's
great.
awful. There's nothing there.
At least the Kings have cool jerseys. I don't like anything about the
What do you guys
Hornets.
think of
the-
I like their court.
What do
I
you
actually
guys,
like the Hornets.
What do you guys
court.
think of the new Magic jerseys?
I
They're the
love them.
1990s. Yeah, it's great.
I love them.
You like the new
I haven't
ones?
seen them.
They
So-
look like the Raptors jerseys, but just with
So
blue
their
and silver
logo,
and black.
their logo, I don't like because they're copying
font?
the other circular logo.
Yes, they just
but
copy
their
it.
jerseys dope. They're doing
The
like
pinstripes.
they're
What-
doing
what's
the
up?
No,
throwbacks.
you didn't see the new ones?
Yeah, they have the blue pinstripes. They have white, and then they have like a
black
The
one,
two-tone
right?
color one is weird looking.
Yeah, but you don't like the pinstripe ones?
The
Especially
pinstripes
the
are-
shorts.
I mean,
want the
I have
blue
no problem with the
You don't want the
pinstripes.
blue shorts with the
See, to
pinstripes?
me, I just think the original Magic, I don't think you do better than that. The original Shaq, Penny,
I mean, that's
Magic,
what they're
that's
doing.
what they did.
That's what they're doing, John.
They're exactly the same, John.
They're dope. It's just their logo that they copy the same like normal font that every team's using. The Sixers,
It's a
the
little
Clippers, yeah. But their jerseys are dope. I love like the
That's
the
not
big
the
star.
same. Okay,
It's damn near identical.
How is that not the same?
What do you see?
The font
Oh,
is
I
a
like
little.
the
The
white
font
one.
is
It's
different.
dope,
The
right?
white one's
It's not the
hard,
same.
bro.
And the
not
black.
as good.
The white and blue
I don't
are
like the black.
No,
the black one's
no,
awful.
No, the black is the.
I don't
Yeah,
like.
I don't
I
like
don't
the
like the
black.
blue one.
You
The
got the
black's
same picture
the
too?
warm up.
Yeah.
The black was the warm up from the 90s.
The blue one I will not argue with.
The blue one is perfect.
It
The blue one
No,
is.
the white
yeah.
one is the
Blue's fine.
best.
I like the white one too.
The white's not bad either. The black one looks.
I have.
Guys,
I used to have.
they're doing the.
That's not the same though. That's way better.
They're doing the warm up. They're doing the warm up. That's why it's blue and black.
I know. I tried
They
to
were
That's
doing the
one
warm
of
up
the
from the
They're trying to
90s.
do the
warm-up.
jacket.
It doesn't look good on a jersey, in my opinion.
Nah, I think it's dope.
That does not look bad. I will say that. That's a great jersey.
That,
Yeah, the white
the
ones-
white
I
and the
agree.
blue are that's the home and the away.
I'm gonna
Sorry
get-
you don't like the alternate.
I don't like the black.
Yeah, I don't like the black either.
I'm getting a Magic jersey this season.
Yeah, me too.
Gonna get a Fultz.
He's not even on the team anymore.
Markelle
That's
Fultz.
funny.
Is Suggs getting traded?
Billy saw.
Yeah,
Did you
I don't
say it
think-
to
I don't
Billy?
think-
Billy loved Markelle Fultz. He's great.
I did.
It's a great pick.
I thought
He
I
was
thought
such
Fultz
a
was-
bust.
I thought
I-
Fultz
well,
was going
I
to
In
be.
the
think he could've
wild
been.
today.
Look at that. Billy saw that today at work.
Oh, the full.
Please tell me
Yeah.
he's wearing like matching shorts
Yes.
too. Oh,
That's
my
a dedicated
God.
fan.
That is.
I thought it was a.
I
family
text
member
Billy. I
of
said,
Fultz.
"Is that Fultz himself wearing his own jersey?"
I don't think I would wear
Hey
my own
fans, if
jersey.
you guys want to see what the picture was, ask us in the comments. We'll
Yeah, I'll
post it
post
on
the-
Instagram.
the Markel Fultz jersey in the wild?
Billy's at work
the wild.
in the wild. It's insane.
Okay. On that note,
Fultz is a free agent.
what is the worst jersey that you have seen in the wild,
In the wild,
In the
in
wild?
public.
in public?
I can't even.
I saw a Patty Mills camo Spurs jersey.
That's pretty.
I like Patty Mills,
But he was good there though.
But
Lakers.
He made like
Sasha
8
but the
threes in a
cam-
finals game.
Ooh,
Sasha
okay.
Vujic.
That's the clubhouse.
I've seen a
leader
lot
right
of bad
now.
Lakers jerseys.
The
I have-
Lakers love bad jerseys.
I actually have one worse, but
I've seen a Sakura one. Robert Sakura.
Oh God.
oh my
He was wearing
God.
50
Okay, that might be
Zag up.
that
really
might be
bad.
the,
Playing at
He
Rec
played at
Center.
Zag at the
Yeah.
Gonzaga. Oh my god.
Squeak never got a Corey Jacobson, right?
if he did.
Squeak, if you're out there, we love you.
And let us know if you got a Utah Jazz Corey Jacobson.
jersey. Because didn't he like him at USC or something? That was
Stanford.
Stanford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Casey Jacobson. Right?
Casey
Casey
Jacobson.
Yeah, he played at Stanford.
Casey
You guys
Jacobson.
have the right name.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Casey Jacobson. Yeah.
God.
But
He
yeah,
was a monster at
Yeah, he
Stanford.
was
Yeah, he was
horrible
good.
at NBA.
But he was great at Stanford.
Playing
Who was
a-
the big that was on that team too? They had some stiff.
Not Mark Madsen.
No. It was another guy. I can't remember.
Robert Swift.
Is Mark Madsen coaching at Stanford now?
Cal.
Robert Soccer.
So he's still at Cal.
No, I've seen that.
Which
Bro,
is like
playing
weird
at Rex,
because he's a Stanford
He's a
player.
Sammy
Stanford guy.
Turria, huh?
Yeah, and they hate each other.
He's at Cal. I'd have to say the worst jersey I've seen in the wild was the Boston Celtics Yuri Welsh.
I thought
Oh,
I thought you were gonna call Billy
I
out.
wanted
No,
so bad.
Yuri
That was not
Welsh.
horrible.
Yuri Welsh was fine.
I've actually never heard of him.
He
was awful.
How many seasons did he
terrible.
play in the league?
Guys, I guess
It's not like it's like a knock bar.
I guess casual Celtics fan. Who is that? I don't know who that is.
This is the
Yeah,
Dark
I mean, he doesn't
Ages,
even know who he
like
is.
the Doc.
I don't know who he is, but I remember you guys
Rivers
just
should've been
making fun
So
of the name.
05?
I've heard it so
Yeah.
many times. That's a terrible
yeah,
jersey.
I guess 05 was before
Yuri
my 2K
Welsh.
times.
Yuri Welsh was cool.
What? Let's go. This is like the TNT show. Swap Isaiah for
Kenny. Or no, Kenny
for
Sarah.
Chuck, and then
Yeah.
the guy in the
Alright.
pink salmon shirt. For
Oh, he's
Ernie.
out.
No, it's just
No,
nonsense.
I'm making a joke, but it's two half of the team.
Yeah.
How do you think they'll be on ESPN? Do you think it'll be exactly the same? They did say they're
They
going
are
to give
gonna
them the
be
same
the same.
parameters that McAfee has, which I take
Yeah.
that as a positive
Which
because
because
they let
him do
McAfee
it.
smoke
McAfee
weed,
can
do
drink.
whatever the hell he
He
wants.
just doesn't do anything. He's-
All they're gonna
Takes
do is
a
just
bump.
show whatever
Yeah.
they film.
Takes a-
So as long as they film whatever,
you think it'll
they
be
do-
okay?
Yeah.
Do they get the same time on TV?
Yes, but
Because that's the thing about TNT.
They kind
It's-
of could just keep going.
It's not a quick segment. It's not like, okay, you have your 2 minutes, go. They just let it happen, and then the show just goes down a road because they give
It's a
them
number
time.
one TV show.
But I don't think
It
it's going to be
is.
during the
It is.
games. I think it's going to be like either pregame and postgame, and you might have to go to ESPN2 or stream it.
That's
I
what I,
don't
hate
think it's going
about.
to be live like
Yeah.
on ESPN.
That's what I hate about ESPN. Like even when they have
That's what I'm trying to say.
fun guests on there, they don't talk. They talk for 5 seconds and then commercial. It's
it got
awful.
ruined since they
Like,
got
when they
bought
I
brought-
out.
haven't been paying attention because
Yuri Welch stats?
I'm looking up Yuri Welch versus Boston Nakbar.
Who's got
Ooh,
better stats? Knockbar?
Knockbar is probably better. Knockbar was good.
Nakbar played in 317 career games
You know
compared
Knockbar
to
is? Played for
Yuri
Rockets?
Welch played 247 games in the
So it's like
NBA.
60
Career highs?
Sounds like you're talking about
Career highs.
terrorists.
That's actually a good one. Let's see.
I think Yuri Welch probably has a higher career high.
Very well.
What,
Yuri
11 points?
Welch. Boston Nakbar's career high was 29.
Ooh.
Is
Wow.
Telfair in prison?
He is. And
like-
Yuri Welch is 24.
Oh,
Wow.
is he a part of like the conspiracy with like Glenn Davis? They were doing like the
No, he just likes
medical
guns a
scam?
lot.
He's a big guy. he does.
Because like, Glenn Davis,
He's a patriot of the and
Didn't they,
you know,
I'm not kidding.
advocate
Didn't
of
they
the.
catch him on like a motorcycle with like a shotgun on his back?
He went to like an airport with guns.
Yeah, like it was crazy.
Glenn Big Baby Davis,
He's in-
he's in prison too with.
And he's flourishing.
Is he
I
really?
think, yeah,
Yeah.
So him and a whole bunch
Oh,
of
never
other
mind.
former NBA players.
What's
like,
that?
Wait,
wait
what
a
is
Latrell
this?
Sprewell.
No,
No.
he's like, there's a picture of him like smiling.
Oh, it's an old.
No, he's running prison.
And he's like, I mean, you wouldn't mess with Big Baby Davis. Like, he's a problem.
No, but he's running prison. But anyway,
Yeah.
like him and
He's
a
right
few
where he
other
needs to be.
NBA guys, they did some like medical fraud. So if you have
they were
if
found
you're
with false
injured
dental
after
claims and
retirement,
stuff.
you'll still get paid by the NBA for like medical recovery.
Oh, Telfair's
So-
out actually.
Okay,
So
he's out.
all
Okay,
of
good
them,
for him.
like it was like 10 NBA guys.
He serves
All of them
3.5
were doing,
years.
like
injuries.
yeah, they were faking the injuries. They had some
It's,
doctors sign
slick.
off on it.
Sentence
It was a
in
huge
That's what it is out
2019.
there.
Wow. And they got charged.
You never
Glenn-
seen this guy? He looks like a fake Steve Nash. Yuri Welch.
Yuri Welsh, yeah.
I remember Welsh.
No, because
The
he's
White
wearing
Mamba.
Luke Cornett's number.
What?
Isn't he 44 too?
Yeah, that was a tough shot.
Oh,
that was not
44
bad
was,
defense.
No,
That was
it
Sheldon
was
Williams'
good
shot.
defense.
That's just
Pistol
a tough
P.
shot.
I mean, he shot that
Well,
over his
said,
hand.
Would you be
44.
fired up if you were on the bench?
Oh my god.
I don't
I'd
think
be
anybody's
fired- I was fired up.
No,
career
I wouldn't
was
because
it?
you know we haven't
That's what I was thinking of. But
We
I've
haven't
never
won
seen
anything
that man
yet.
in my life.
Yeah, we got a
So
So
be
no,
happy
the
about
hyper competitiveness will just
Yeah,
awaken, and
just
I'd be like,
finals game
nothing
one.
to celebrate yet.
What's there to be happy about?
For us,
That's right.
did you hear about the Big Baby Davis conspiracy? Him in prison and stuff. You know what he's in jail for? Well, it was a huge conspiracy.
Oh, he
thought
was
he
he
was
part
defrauding.
of was he
He was
part of
charged.
the insurance
yeah,
defrauding?
it was
thing?
like 15 former NBA players.
Yeah, I
they
know
all
about
had
it,
a
yeah,
doctor.
absolutely.
But yeah, I was asking
Terrence
for-
Williams was the
Terrence
ringleader.
Williams was
yeah.
No, I thought Glenn Davis was the ringleader. Because that's why he's in prison. Terrence Williams not in prison.
I
Faraz, do you have $25?
You buy a Yuri Welch?
No. Boston Knockbar.
Knockbar bobblehead. It's in stock.
It's pretty glorious. I'm tempted.
Look at his bowl cut.
I like how the bottom says Boki.
God, that's a big fucking head. I know it's a bobblehead, but like, he looks like a Crimson Chin.
Oh yeah, Terrence Williams is serving 10 years for.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. How long is Glenn Davis serving?
See,
I think it's less than 5, but 10
But yeah,
years,
he's running prison. Like
10 years
he's
is no joke.
he has a
That's-
whole crew behind
you're
him.
going away.
Because, they illegally get phones in there, and they took a picture and, like, posted
Yeah.
it somewhere.
I mean, you could fit like 30 phones in Glenn Davis's ass.
Jesus.
He-
John,
he-
what's...
he
He's
helped
a
you-
big guy.
He helped you win that title.
He did.
No,
he's there for
Oh, no,
I
he
mean,
about 3
he's a
years.
rookie.
His,
That's what I thought.
40
That's what I
months.
was-
John, what's your most obscure jersey you've seen out in the wild? Fair. You too.
Maybe
Your
like
most
a
obscure is
Turioff
probably
on
the one
Heat.
you own, Martell Webster.
Probably Martell. I have a Martell Webster. You know what that is?
I
Yeah,
have
I know,
seen
but
a
yeah.
Portland Martell Webster.
for a
That's
it's
dope.
a
I like
cooler
that.
jersey. It was like the old, like the early '90s Kings style. It was kind of like a checker
Ooh,
style.
yeah.
It was like a Bobby Hurley.
That's kind of cool.
Who was the
That's dope.
shitty European player that was on the Lakers when they lost to the Pistons? Sheed almost fought him.
Slava Medvedenko.
I've seen that jersey.
Oh yeah,
The Lakers
Lakers fans have. Bad
They have the
jerseys.
worst
They
jerseys
hate
ever.
him.
I've seen a Red
They're
Monovich
loyal.
Laker jersey
They
too.
have the bad jerseys. He was awful.
Because like I've seen Devin George.
Devin
Like,
George,
yeah.
exactly.
Kwame
That whole team.
Brown.
At least he started. But Vladimir Radmanovich started on the 06 Lakers too, and I've seen a Radmanovich jersey, but I
Yeah,
think
but
soccer.
Vlad was pretty cool. in
Yeah,
Sonics.
Vlad had
wa-
a shag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a white
He
guy
was-
with cornrows. Yeah,
He was better than.
Yeah,
He's better
Vlad
than
Red was an
Nico
NBA
talking
player.
not much more, but yeah, I got you. Yeah, Lakers have had some.
And that
obscure-
Seattle team was kind of fun. They had Ray Allen. They had the
Yeah.
white point guard from Oregon.
Best NBA
Luke,
2K team
Luke
ever.
Rittenauer, right?
Yeah, Luke
Yeah,
Rittenauer.
Rittenauer
They were a
from
fun
Oregon.
team.
Yeah.
Did Jimmy ever get a Rittenauer jersey?
I don't think so.
I remember Kent got a Juwan Wagner.
That's
He
a
did.
Good, that's a good bad.
He
jersey.
did
That's
get a
good.
DeJuan Wagner.
That's a
I
bad
actually,
jersey.
yeah.
John, I actually like the Martell Webster jersey. Once you
Billy
wear
bought
that
it for me.
next
I did.
podcast,
It was
It's
like
like
a
fresh,
Christmas
too.
or a birthday or something.
did
Yeah.
you like him or something, or was it a joke?
I mean,
I think we saw him at the summer league, and I liked
Something
him
like
for
that,
some
yeah.
reason. Yeah, it was something like,
I mean, he came
I think
out
his
of high
NBA
school.
comp was like Glenn Rice or something. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this is going to be cool.
and he was. He could have.
He had
been great.
moments.
Like he had
Yeah.
like he had the ability, but he just it didn't.
He lasted. I mean, we looked him up last week.
No, but I
Coincidentally,
was
he
like-
lasted 13 seasons in the NBA.
Yeah, it wasn't like I mean, obviously, you make it that long. It's not bad.
Fair. What's your most obscure jersey?
I can't even remember, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And playing at Rex, I mean, I'm sure with you guys too, and just working on the strip, we see some
All
we
the
see some
time.
shit.
One thing I
can't
want to bring
remember.
up, trying to pivot here, NFL news.
Turioff.
Ha!
Aaron Rodgers signed a 1-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, what do you
How do you
think
feel
of that?
about that, Jesiah, as a Pittsburgh Steeler fan?
I'm glad we at least got a quarterback. I don't know how well he will be, like how good he'll do. I think Tomlin, this is his last year. I think he's done after this year. I think he gets fired.
Didn't he just sign an extension?
I don't think it matters. I think Tomlin gets fired. We already seen Rodgers. He's kind of had a screw loose in his head for a minute.
You think so?
For like an hour.
For a minute.
Are you an Aaron Rodgers guy now?
No, I will never rock an Aaron Rodgers jersey.
But what if they're like they start 5-0? You're telling me you're not gonna?
You know you're all in.
Yeah. You're
oh,
so
I
full of
might
it.
be all in. We'll see. We'll see. Right now, I'm very
Like
skeptical.
what you have on your side is like he was so bad on the Jets, and
He
the
can't
Jets
be
are
worse.
cursed.
Yeah.
He's
Won the
going to
Super
be
Bowl
really
with the
good
Steelers.
on the
Yeah.
Steelers.
Yeah.
And actually, his numbers weren't that bad on the Jets.
They're average. Like,
But his betters were better than I thought.
His
Yeah.
first 10 games, he actually had damn near identical numbers to Patrick Mahomes. That's something I brought up to you guys
You're right.
during that time. Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers had identical stats damn
For
near
10 games.
for the first 10 games.
Yeah.
And then
The last 10 games.
and then the
last 10
Chiefs went to the,
games.
the
Mahomes
Super Bowl.
started
Super
playing
Bowl.
football.
Yeah.
yeah.
He started playing. But anyway, I think Tomlin is just done. And I just don't know what direction this team
But getting
goes.
with Rodgers, he is a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
The last time the Steelers made the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback to beat you in the Super Bowl.
Yep. Fucking cheeseheads.
So, again, I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but, I mean,
It's better than Rudolph.
he's better than Mason Rudolph.
it's better than Tua.
Yes. Probably.
I don't know about.
I don't know about that.
If Tua doesn't get hurt,
He
then
can play
yeah.
in the
With
cold.
my life on the line, I would take Rodgers over Tua.
Yeah.
Billy's
Right
100%
now?
right.
Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah, yeah, I would.
Tua
I would
also,
guess.
I mean, we could argue how intelligent Aaron
Oh,
Rodgers
like,
is,
think
but
about it.
Tua
Okay.
clearly is.
Think about Aaron
It's his
Rodgers.
head. It's
Think
over.
but think about this. With Aaron Rodgers, you might have to go to Kansas City. You might have to go to Buffalo. You might have to go to Baltimore.
Baltimore. Yep.
Like, you might have to go to Cincinnati. It could be one of those.
And Rodgers could play
Tua's
in
not
those
going there and
environments.
winning those games.
How you feel about your team, Faraz?
The Bucks.
I mean, I expect them to be
They'll probably win the
probably
South
win the
still.
division. But I mean, the division's the worst in football. But
I do like Baker. I will love Baker.
Are they going to
on
change the
Steelers.
rule where you have to be like, even if you win your division, you have to be like a certain number of games above
Yeah,
500?
well, you're guaranteed the playoff spot, but you're not guaranteed the bye or like
Gotcha.
a certain.
I like that.
You're not placed like third over a team that's 10-6.
That's kind of like when the NBA change the division rule. Like if you won your division, you're a top 4 seed.
Yeah,
automatically.
yeah.
I like it. So the NFL doing that kind of mirrors that.
College football just did that too, which is good. You know, if you win the Big 12, but you're like 9-3, you're not going to be a top 4 seed.
Not guaranteed.
You're guaranteed a spot, but you're not guaranteed a bye.
They're reseeding.
You're going to have to play.
That's good.
Yeah.
Johns, what about your Lions? What's up with them?
Well, Frank Ragnow just retired the starting center.
Yeah.
So, like I said, after they lost the playoff game, their window was closing.
I think the Bears are on the up.
He's their second best offensive lineman.
Yeah.
The Lions are done.
It's going to be Packers or Bears, I think.
I still don't trust the Bears.
I think they're going to have a good year.
Until the Bears have been winning the Super Bowl for 20 years in a row until they don't since 1985.
What's their win total this year? Do you
I'd
know?
say
7.5.
Oh no, Bears?
Yeah.
7.5 seems low.
I think they're going to win maybe 9 to 10 games.
I just don't trust their QB. I'm not a fan of him.
I'm giving him this year to break out.
Well, he's going to have an offensive coach finally.
And then he has more weapons.
He will have a coach. And
He's
surrounded
got Loveland too. Roman, or what is it? Rodunze.
Odunze. Yeah. No, the Bears are.
Bears are projected to win around 8 games.
Yeah, there you go.
The line's
8.5.
8.5.
Yeah, so there you go.
Neither
8-9
team's a
games.
playoff.
That's not good.
I mean, could get you a playoff spot maybe. I don't know.
But that's wild
9
card
and
at
7.
best.
Yeah, wild card. Yeah.
Bill, what about your Dolphins?
They're going to be very bad.
Very bad.
Very
They're going to
bad.
be one of the worst teams.
Why didn't
I
the
think
Dolphins want
Saints
to
will be the
hire
worst
Mike
team.
Tomlin?
Because he was too hip hop. That was Michigan man Stephen Ross. quote.
What year was that?
Had to be what it was. It was way. It was.
It was
after
before they
the-
won.
It was after
before they won the first one.
Weinstash and
I like
before Saban, something like that, somewhere in that range. Whichever one came first or last.
Who's
So
going to
it-
be worse, Dolphins or Saints?
Derek Carr retired.
Yeah, he's out. He's
Yeah,
done. They have
the
that.
Saints
that,
might be
the
released.
Is he
Louisville
going to open up
rookie.
over under how many evangelical churches he opens up?
We
3.5.
do have somebody that watches it. It's a Saints fan.
It's it's going to happen. It's
Saints,
I mean,
I think the Saints can be the worst team in the league this year.
Yeah.
So hey, fan that watches the Saints, you have nothing to look forward to
No,
this
they
season.
look forward to Arch Manning.
Yeah, exactly. They should tank. That
I
Louisville
want a
guys,
tank.
I don't know
Give me
how
a
there's a
they
couple
got picked.
to kind of go back to college football. Texas and Ohio State.
Drew Allers.
Texas, Ohio State,
Oh yeah, week 1
week 1.
in Columbus.
That's going to set the stage.
That's a noon
John,
game.
speaking of college football, how many days has it been since Ohio State hasn't beat Michigan?
I think it's like 2020.
We need like a clock in the
Yeah, we
back, like
need
a
to
running
put it up.
ticker.
It's been a long time.
Or like one of those like.
And the beauty of it is
0 days.
Yeah.
ESPN, they actually picked Michigan to beat them this year, which I don't know if is a good thing because they picked Ohio State the last 4 years to win.
Oh, so you guys are the faves.
But I think we're going to beat them again.
With the
this
Fresno
year.
quarterback?
You guys are in their heads. They're complaining about the
But
college
the game's
football
going to be in
game.
Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
They're bringing in a whole new defensive coordinator. You know who their defensive coordinator is?
No.
Matt Patricia, the old
Oh,
Lions head
God.
coach.
Oh God.
Okay, so
That's a nightmare.
I mean, and he's got all new guys on defense. Now nobody's talking about
Do they have
Michigan's
Caleb
defense.
Brown still?
Michigan's defense,
He's bad.
they do. Michigan's defense
He's trouble.
is a top 5, but they had him last year and didn't have him. Michigan's defense is I think it's a top 5 unit in the nation.
Do they got a lot more new guys?
I mean, it's just if you look at the Michigan D line, they have 3 sets of starting defensive line. That like they probably have a couple guys that would start that are backups would start for Ohio State, or certainly give them minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, okay, you're talking about defensive line, but in that game,
The trenches.
it's
once
offensive
again.
line, defensive line. That's
Yeah.
the only reason why we won. It's not sign stealing, Ohio State fans. It's not Jim Harbaugh.
It's not sign stealing.
cheating. It's not
Everyone signs
we gave a
steals.
cheeseburger to a recruit and he committed to Michigan and we beat Ohio State. It's because we have Mason Graham, we have Kenneth Grant, we have Aiden Hutchinson. We have all these kind of interior, outside defensive linemen, interior defensive linemen. They kind of dominate these games. The game's cold. We do play football outside still, Ohio State, in these games. It's not inside like you want, which is despicable considering you guys play outside. No, this is what their athletic director wanted to play
And
inside.
indoor.
Woody Hayes would be rolling over in his grave if he heard that. He used to play in these games in the blizzard with a short sleeve shirt on. Okay, not be afraid to play in these games. You embrace it. So until they change that, I can't pick them to win that game.
Yeah.
They're not going to win that game.
Now, Michigan has quarterback issues.
Well,
And I don't know if Sharon Moore can coach, which is a major problem. I do like the way he recruits.
y'all got the
It
one
doesn't
of those
matter,
recruits,
He's
though.
right?
not going to start this year.
No, he
Oh,
might.
he's not?
He might.
They
Yeah, I
got
thought
the,
he
they
was
got the
good.
transfer from Fresno State. He's
It's going to be
good,
him or
too.
Mikey Keene.
Oh, okay.
Which, if Keene starts, Keene's a veteran.
Yeah, he's not bad.
But we'll do that. That's a whole other show.
saw
College. We're not there yet.
But yeah, like you said, noon. It's going to be Texas, Ohio State.
Big game.
Big game.
Michigan,
and
Oklahoma.
Ohio State tried to move it to a night game
They did.
for Sunday.
Michigan, Oklahoma.
Yeah, Mateer.
That'll be an interesting game.
Yeah, I like.
There's also a lot of talk right now. The SEC wants to do. There might be like a showcase, kind of like when you see like the ACC Big Ten Challenge. They want to do an SEC Big Ten Challenge.
Oh, that would be
Potentially.
Cool. I like that, like a series.
So you
or
match
something.
everybody up. Like you take the top. You just
Rank
like
them in order, and they
Bama
play
versus
each other.
Ohio State, Michigan versus LSU.
Yeah, I would love that.
all the way down the line. Northwestern
That's
versus
perfect.
Vanderbilt. I
Yeah,
think that'd be actually kind of cool if they did
that is. I think so too.
The UNLV quarterback competition right now, Alex Orji.
Anthony Calandria.
Who do you want to see as a starting quarterback?
I think it'd be great if Orgy could win the job, but
He can't throw.
He couldn't throw well in Michigan. I mean, I hope I'm rooting for him. He's the UNLV quarterback.
yeah, I mean,
This is why you need to be able to put memes on videos.
Yeah.
It is a different level of competition. Like,
From going to the Big Ten
to Mountain West.
Yeah.
Alex Orji is a monster.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Like,
be
they
hard
made
to
fun of
tackle.
Harbaugh when they played against Milroy in the Rose Bowl. They're like, because Orji played the scout team quarterback playing the Milroy role, and he's like, they're like, well, we play against a better athlete in our practice. And everyone's like, oh, that's crazy to say. And Milroy's a better athlete. But Orji's not that. He's not as fast,
He's bigger.
He's like
though.
a tank.
but he is a monster. Like,
Yeah.
he can do it all. He just can't throw. But Malzahn needs to make an offense for him where you're
Mullen?
not. They call him Malzahn. I always
Yeah.
get Gus Malzahn,
Yeah.
Dan Mullen. It's like the same guy. It's like a bad Urban Meyer offensive coordinator. We don't have a contract yet for him.
They do.
But it doesn't look good. We don't have the money.
They-
That's not promising for UNLV for us.
What?
We're paying the basketball coach $500,000 a year.
That's not good.
There's kids on the basketball team making more than the head coach of the UNLV team,
Well, they went short on the basketball coach so they could pay Mullen.
Yeah,
which you have to do because football's king.
Yeah.
those games were getting packed last year. Like when they played Syracuse, it was like damn near sold
We're
out.
seeing this in college sports. The teams that have the power football team, it's helping their basketball team.
Yeah.
'Cause
like,
it generates more
Michigan's
money for
paying the most right now in
university,
NIL, which you would not think.
I thought USC was.
No, Michigan basketball.
Oh, I for the basketball team.
Basketball. They're paying $10 million.
But for North Carolina, it's the opposite. Their basketball produced so much money that they were able to get.
And they're trying
Bill
to
Belichick.
prop up their
Well, their
football
football's
team.
getting better
I
over
don't
the
know, man.
years.
I think he's going to be a disaster.
You think so?
I mean, if the biggest news around him is just all about his girl.
His wife. Or fiance.
It comes
right?
down to recruiting. He does have a quarterback, right? Didn't he get a quarterback?
Yeah.
I mean, it is Belichick. I would never count him out.
No.
You can't.
We've
count
also
him out.
never. Well, we have, but we haven't seen him since. The Pats in another environment.
Is Tom
So-
Brady going to play in North Carolina? Because Belichick don't win shit without Tom Brady.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
So we'll see that.
Okay.
And they'll
Alright.
still probably beat Miami.
I would root for him.
I know.
I'm going to be rooting for Belichick. I'm not going to root against him.
I mean, ACC's so bad.
Are you going to root for him or Sweeney?
Clemson's going to roll that through
And then
the
who's
ACC.
the fucking idiot at Miami? It's
Cristobal.
Cristobal
He
sucks.
sucks.
I mean,
he's like the worst.
But that's what I'm
coach.
saying. Would it shock you if Belichick beat
Like,
them in a
he-
game?
He
No.
can beat those guys.
I agree. Where I think Belichick will get into trouble is he might, you win the
He won't win the
ACC,
kids
but then
over.
it's like, okay, you play this Big Ten team
Yeah,
or
you're
this
gonna get crushed.
SEC team, you might be in trouble.
Hey guys, to close it out, I want to say one last thing. The Halle band has bombed OKC.
So he's like the Unabomber? Not the Unabomber. What was the guy that blew up the
Oh, Timothy
Timothy
McVeigh.
McVeigh? Yeah.
The Halle band
Yeah.
has
Oh.
hit
No, but Oklahoma City
OKC.
has their own terrorist. White
The Unabomber?
in-state
Yeah.
terrorist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Timothy
there you-
McVeigh, they killed him by
But anyway,
death penalty.
I can't believe how
It was not a...
What a way to
Yeah, what a way to end the show!
What a way
to end the show. Whoops.
It was
But-
brutal.
Oklahoma City is going through a lot tonight.
To wrap this up,
Wait,
though,
is that why he made that joke?
yeah.
It's Oklahoma City.
And then I tried to make a
I
horrible
didn't know
joke
that.
off of it
Yeah.
because Oklahoma City has their own bomber. They got-
And
I
he's
didn't
a
know.
Michigan man.
no, he's not. Timothy V's not.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Whoa,
No, he's not.
hold on.
Unabomber
Hold
is a
on.
Michigan
The
man.
Unabomber is a
Ted
Michigan.
Kaczynski, yes.
Okay, Ted Kaczynski.
Ted
Sorry.
Kaczynski, yes.
Y'all
But
know
he
how to
didn't
make
do that.
bombs, huh?
He didn't do Oklahoma City.
No, that guy literally blew up like a whole. Was it a hospital?
Yeah, it was a hospital.
I didn't know that's what the
Children's
joke
hospital.
was.
Yeah, it was really bad.
There's one step closer to getting canceled. No.
So do we think
It was the federal building.
Pacers in 6.
Pacers in 6?
I still have Thunder. I think Thunder might reverse sweep them. Thunder in
Thunder
5.
5. Yeah, that's what I was
Faraz?
going to do.
I think Thunder in 6.
I'm gonna go with the Pacers. I'm not gonna give a game, but I think the Pacers.
Give games. Come on. Don't be a pussy.
Pacers in 7.
Pacers in 7.
There we go.
No, Pacers in 6.
They were gonna
Oh
let
wow.
them know.
Okay, that's bold.
They're going to win on their home floor.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, we're the Club Rats. I'm Jesiah.
John.
Fernando.
Billy.
Faraz.
If you guys liked it, remember to subscribe, shoot us a comment. See you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.